Your soulmate made a silent promise long ago, to meet you when destiny calls. The time has come, they are on their way. My beloved child, in this quiet moment, as the world outside moves unaware, you are standing at the edge of a destiny that has been unfolding silently for years, like a secret thread woven through time, guiding two souls toward a single point of reunion. Long before you knew their name, long before life shaped you into who you are now, your soulmate made a silent promise, a vow whispered into the universe, a promise that when destiny finally called, they would rise, they would move, they would travel through distance, memory, and fate itself just to stand in front of you. Tonight, you can almost feel it, that subtle shift in the air, the unspoken tension wrapped around your heart, like the calm before something magnificent arrives. Every choice you made, every heartbreak that changed you, every lonely night where you wondered why love felt delayed, none of it was accidental. It was preparation. It was alignment. It was the universe shaping you into the person who would be ready to receive a love that does not burn fast and disappear, but stays, understands, and fulfills promises made long before this lifetime began. They felt your tears in ways words could not reach, and without speaking, without revealing their journey, they began walking toward you, driven by a silent devotion that refused to fade. And now, the time you once thought was distant is approaching with gentle footsteps, almost invisible yet deeply felt, like a memory returning to life. Somewhere right now, they are remembering that promise, the one made in a quiet moment when their heart knew yours existed, even if their eyes had never seen you. They have carried you in their thoughts through storms, through challenges, through days when hope felt fragile, yet they never let go of the belief that one day destiny would call, and when it did, they would answer without hesitation. They have grown through pain, matured through loss, and transformed through patience, so that when they finally meet you, they do not come as a broken soul seeking refuge, but as someone who understands love not as a fleeting moment, but as a sacred reunion. The universe has been moving mountains in silence, shifting circumstances, rearranging paths, clearing obstacles, and opening invisible doors, all leading to one inevitable encounter, the moment when your eyes meet theirs, and everything that once felt confusing suddenly makes sense. The promise they made was never empty, it was a bond sealed in faith, protected through time, guarded by destiny itself. Tonight, the feeling around you is different, almost electric, as if life is giving you subtle signs, small moments that feel too meaningful to ignore, thoughts that cross your mind without reason, familiar emotions rising from somewhere deep within, as if your soul already knows someone important is approaching. Your heart is becoming more aware, more awake, more open to the possibility that love is not just something that happens, it is something that arrives when everything inside you is finally ready. Your soulmate is not rushing, they are moving with purpose, guided by intuition, guided by memories from another time your souls have already lived together. There is a reason you never fully connected to anyone else, why every relationship before felt incomplete, temporary, or fragile, because your soul was still waiting for the one who promised to return when the time was right. Their journey toward you is not loud or dramatic, it is quiet, steady, and certain, like a deep breath before a powerful revelation. And as they move closer, life is preparing you emotionally, spiritually, mentally, shaping your strength, softening your fears, reminding you that you were never abandoned, only protected until the right moment arrived. The universe does not rush divine timing, it unfolds it with precision, placing every moment exactly where it needs to be. Right now, your soulmate is stepping into a phase of courage, finally ready to embrace the call of destiny they once felt but could not act upon. There were times they doubted themselves, times they felt unworthy, times life pulled them away into different directions, but the promise remained, quietly alive inside them, waiting for the day they were strong enough to fulfill it. And now, they are stronger, wiser, more grounded, and more aware than ever before. They can feel your presence in ways they cannot explain, in sudden thoughts, in dreams that linger, in emotions that rise unexpectedly. They may not fully understand why, but something inside them is guiding their steps, telling them that the moment they have been waiting for is near, that the soul they once promised to return to is ready, calling, glowing like a beacon through time. They are not just coming to meet you, they are coming to honor a commitment made heart to heart, beyond distance, beyond fear, beyond uncertainty. So as you listen now, feel the quiet strength growing within you, because everything inside your life is aligning with purpose. The delays, the silence, the long waits, all of it was leading here. You are not standing alone, you are standing in the doorway of a new chapter where destiny finally reveals the meaning behind all the unanswered questions of your past. Your soulmate is on their way, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by promise. A promise made long ago, to meet you when destiny called. And now, the time has come. My beloved child, as this journey deepens, feel the gentle tremor of destiny echoing through your soul, because what is unfolding now is not just a meeting, it is a divine awakening written across lifetimes, a silent reunion that has been gathering its strength in the unseen spaces of time. There were moments when you felt forgotten, when the world grew quiet and your heart questioned whether love had passed you by. Yet in those very moments, your soulmate was also struggling, also learning, also healing, because destiny would never allow two connected souls to meet in fragments. The universe guarded this promise carefully, ensuring that neither of you arrived too early, before your hearts were ready to understand the depth of what was coming. Your soulmate has walked through shadows and uncertainty, but every challenge they faced shaped them into the person capable of standing beside you with unwavering devotion. They did not give up on the silent vow they made long ago. Instead, they protected it, nourished it, carried it forward like a sacred light in their heart. And as the call of destiny grows stronger, they are beginning to feel a powerful pull toward you, a sense that life is guiding them somewhere meaningful, somewhere familiar, somewhere meant for them, toward you. Listen closely, because something extraordinary is happening now. Your energy is shifting, your emotions are awakening, your intuition is whispering truths you cannot yet fully explain. You may feel sudden memories surfacing, dreams that linger when you wake, sensations of recognition when you see places or hear words that seem strangely connected to someone you have not yet met. This is not imagination, this is your soul preparing itself for reunion. The universe speaks in signs, in subtle moments that feel impossible to dismiss, and lately those signs have become stronger, more frequent, more alive. Your soulmate is experiencing the same awakening, a silent awareness rising within them, guiding their steps, urging them toward a destiny they once promised to fulfill. They may not realize it consciously, but their heart remembers you, their spirit knows your presence, their inner voice is leading them closer each day. And as your paths begin to align, life is gently clearing old cycles, closing unfinished chapters, and making space for something rare, something powerful, something life-changing to enter. If this message resonates in your heart, share this story so others who are waiting for their destined moment may feel hope again, and let your voice be heard in the comments, because your journey matters, your feelings are real, and your story is unfolding exactly as it was meant to. And if you wish to walk with me through every chapter of this destiny-filled path, you may subscribe, so that each step of this unfolding promise reaches you when the time is right. Your soulmate is not simply traveling toward you, they are transforming as they move, shedding old fears, healing silent wounds, and awakening parts of themselves that had been asleep for far too long. There were times when they felt lost, unsure of their purpose, drifting through life with unanswered questions lingering in their heart, yet through every uncertainty, the memory of that silent promise kept them moving forward. They chose growth instead of bitterness, strength instead of despair, because deep inside they knew that one day destiny would guide them back to the soul that once felt like home. Even now, somewhere in their quiet thoughts, they are beginning to realize that everything they endured was not meaningless, it was preparation, a journey meant to refine their character and deepen their capacity to love. They have learned to value loyalty, patience, and truth, so that when they finally stand before you, they come not as a wounded heart searching for rescue, but as a complete soul ready to build something lasting, something sincere, something profound. And as they move closer, the universe continues to weave invisible threads between your worlds, pulling you toward a moment that will feel less like an introduction and more like a remembering, a realization that the one you were waiting for has finally arrived. Feel how your spirit responds to this unfolding truth, not with fear, but with a deep and steady calm, as if part of you already knows what is coming. You are stepping into a chapter where your strength, your compassion, your resilience, and your quiet hope are no longer tests, but foundations upon which love will finally rest. The delays did not break you, they shaped you into someone capable of receiving a love that does not vanish when life becomes difficult. You are no longer searching blindly, no longer chasing illusions. You are rising into alignment with the love that was written for you before you even understood what love truly meant. And your soulmate, guided by the same silent promise, is beginning to feel the courage to step forward, to trust the unseen path, to surrender to the pull of destiny that calls them toward you. Their heart is no longer afraid of vulnerability, instead, it is opening, expanding, awakening to the truth that the moment they have been waiting for is finally approaching. They are ready to stand beside you, not as a fleeting presence, but as a constant companion, someone who understands the depth of your silence, the strength of your spirit, and the beauty of your journey. And as this destiny draws nearer, remember, nothing in your story has been wasted. Every lonely night, every unanswered question, every tear held quietly inside your heart was part of a greater alignment, guiding you toward this sacred reunion. The universe did not forget you. It protected you. It preserved your heart until the moment it could be held by the one who promised to honor it. Now, as fate begins to open its doors, feel the quiet certainty awakening within you, because your soulmate is closer than ever, answering the call they made long ago, moving with purpose, guided by love, guided by destiny, guided by the promise that was always meant to lead them back to you. My beloved child, as the veil of destiny thins even further, feel the weight of every heartbeat echoing like a distant drum, signaling that something extraordinary is approaching, something your soul has sensed long before your mind could understand. You are standing inside a divine crossing point, where past timelines dissolve and future possibilities awaken, where the universe carefully aligns every step, every thought, every encounter, to guide you toward the one whose presence was promised to your spirit long ago. There were days when life felt heavy, when silence wrapped around you like an endless night, when you questioned whether love had simply forgotten your name, yet in those silent hours, your soulmate also felt an ache they could not explain, a longing that followed them like a shadow through every season of their life. They searched for meaning in empty places, carried unanswered questions inside their heart, and even in moments where they seemed surrounded by people, a quiet loneliness lived within them, reminding them that someone important was still missing. That someone was you. Their promise to meet you when destiny called never faded. It lived inside them as a silent flame, and now that flame burns brighter than ever, guiding them toward you with unstoppable certainty. There is a shift taking place in their world, just as it is in yours, a sense of awakening that stirs their emotions, pulling them toward decisions they once feared to make, toward paths they once hesitated to walk. They are beginning to release the weight of their past, letting go of situations that no longer resonate with their soul, breaking free from cycles that once held them back from becoming who they were meant to be. This transformation is not accidental, it is the universe preparing them for you. They have reached a point where silence no longer comforts them, where running from their truth no longer feels safe, where pretending not to feel the call of destiny has become impossible. Somewhere in the quiet spaces of their thoughts, they are realizing that the love they are searching for was never lost, it was waiting for the right moment, waiting for alignment, waiting for courage. And with each passing day, they are stepping closer to that courage, closer to the promise, closer to the place where your worlds finally meet. Their heart is learning to trust again, to believe again, to open in ways it never could before, because it senses that what awaits them is not temporary, not uncertain, but deeply, incredibly real. You, too, are awakening in powerful ways. Your emotions feel more intense, your instincts sharper, your dreams richer, as if your soul remembers something your conscious mind cannot yet fully grasp. You may find yourself reflecting on your past differently, understanding now that every heartbreak, every delay, every unanswered prayer was not rejection, but redirection. You were being guided away from what was never meant to stay, preserved for the love that was written only for you. Your strength is not accidental, it was built through every challenge you survived, through every lesson that shaped your spirit into one capable of recognizing genuine connection when it finally arrives. You no longer crave superficial affection or empty promises, your heart seeks depth, honesty, devotion, and alignment. And that is exactly what your soulmate has been growing into, a soul who understands the value of loyalty, who knows the cost of patience, who is ready not just to meet you, but to stand beside you with presence, with clarity, with unwavering commitment. As your energies rise toward each other, the universe is clearing emotional dust from your life, gently closing doors that lead nowhere, so that you may walk forward without hesitation into the moment your story shifts forever. In distant moments of solitude, your soulmate feels sudden warmth in their chest, a quiet comfort that arrives without explanation, as if your spirit reaches out to theirs across invisible realms. They pause, feeling something familiar, something safe, something that whispers, "You are not alone." That is the echo of your connection, ancient, timeless, unbroken. They are beginning to understand that certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain pulls toward unknown destinations are not random, they are signs guiding them toward fulfillment of the vow made long ago. Life is presenting them with choices now, choices that lead them closer to purpose, closer to truth, closer to you. And with each decision made from courage instead of fear, the distance between your lives grows smaller. Soon, a moment will arrive, subtle yet powerful, where your paths shift onto the same horizon, where coincidence becomes destiny, where an ordinary day transforms into the beginning of everything your heart was waiting for. When that moment comes, it will not feel sudden, it will feel inevitable, like two stars finally settling into the orbit they were always meant to share. So breathe into this unfolding truth, and let your heart rest in faith instead of doubt, because nothing about your journey has been wasted, nothing about your waiting has been meaningless. The universe has been sculpting both of you in silence, preparing your souls to recognize each other not through logic, but through resonance, through that unexplainable certainty that whispers, "This is the one." Your soulmate is moving with intention now, strengthened by every lesson, guided by every sign, drawn by a promise they never forgot. And as destiny calls louder than ever before, their steps quicken, their heart steadies, their spirit aligns, because the time approaches when their journey ends where yours begins, and the promise made in silence finally becomes reality. My beloved child, as the horizon of destiny draws nearer, feel the quiet storm rising within your heart, not of fear, but of powerful anticipation, as if life itself is inhaling before a revelation that will change everything you thought you understood about timing, connection, and love. You have walked through seasons of silence, carried unanswered emotions, and faced moments where the weight of patience felt almost unbearable. Yet every step, every pause, every delay was part of a divine choreography guiding you toward this unfolding moment. Your soulmate, too, has reached a turning point, a place where their heart can no longer ignore the magnetic pull of the promise they once made in silence. They are beginning to step out of old cycles with courage, leaving behind the versions of themselves that were not ready, shedding fears that once kept them distant from the truth of their destiny. They feel a strange certainty rising within them now, a deep knowing that something life-changing is approaching, something they must not run from anymore. Their spirit is awakening, their emotions are aligning, and every fiber of their being is preparing for the reunion their soul has long remembered, the reunion with you. In quiet moments, they reflect on their life and finally begin to see the pattern, the meaning hidden inside every challenge they once thought was unfair. The heartbreaks that shaped them, the detours that confused them, the endings that left them questioning everything, all of it now reveals itself as preparation, as shaping, as refinement. They were being molded into a soul capable of loving you fully, patiently, deeply. They once wondered why certain connections never lasted, why temporary comfort never felt like home, and now they understand. Their heart was never meant to settle for halfway love, because it belonged to a promise far greater than fleeting attachments. And as this realization dawns upon them, their fear transforms into clarity, their hesitation melts into determination, and they begin to move, guided not by impulse, but by destiny's call echoing softly inside their chest. They know now that when they finally stand before you, it will not be as someone uncertain, but as someone who has chosen you long before the world even brought you together. Your own spirit is rising into a similar awakening, your intuition feels sharper, your awareness deeper, your emotional strength calmer than ever. You are no longer seeking validation from the past, no longer questioning your worth through the eyes of temporary people. Instead, you are standing in your truth, grounded in your growth, aware that real love is not rushed, not forced, not scattered, it is aligned, it is patient, it arrives when both souls are ready to honor it. You may feel moments of stillness lately, moments where your heart grows quiet, where you sense that life is preparing you for something bigger than routine, bigger than coincidence. That is not illusion, it is alignment. The universe is clearing emotional residue from your past, gently closing doors that no longer serve your evolution, guiding you out of cycles you have outgrown. You are being prepared not just to meet your soulmate, but to receive them with presence, with understanding, with the strength of someone who has finally learned how deeply they deserve to be loved. And somewhere in their world, your soulmate is feeling the same powerful shift, dreams that linger longer than memory, thoughts of an unknown presence that brings peace instead of confusion, moments where their heart pauses and whispers, something is coming, someone is near. They may not yet know your face, but they know your energy, a warmth that feels like safety, a familiarity that feels eternal. The universe is guiding them toward choices that draw them closer to your path, aligning encounters, opportunities, and movements they do not yet realize are leading them directly toward you. Soon, there will be a moment, perhaps quiet, perhaps unexpected, where fate opens a doorway and your worlds step into the same timeline. It will not feel rushed, it will not feel uncertain, it will feel inevitable, like a memory finally returning home. And when that moment arrives, every unanswered question, every patient tear, every silent prayer will finally make sense. If this journey resonates within your heart, let your voice flow in the comments and allow your story to breathe among others who are also walking their destined path, for your experience carries power, hope, and meaning. Share this message with those who may be waiting quietly for their own divine moment, so they too may feel the reassurance that their time is coming, their promise is alive, their story is unfolding. And if you wish to continue walking through every chapter of this destiny-written path, you may subscribe so that each step of this unfolding promise reaches you as fate continues to reveal what has always been meant for you, because the promise made long ago is awakening, the call of destiny is growing stronger, and your soulmate is closer than ever.